Hey all, it's JV here from Info Hut, and today I'm going to assist and help you decide whether you should pick the iPhone XR, the iPhone XS, or the iPhone XS Max. So let's get started. Just quickly, unlike these other reviews, I'm going to be very straight to the point and very kind of blunt with the comparison, just to cut away all the crap and make it as quick as I can. So, first of all, with the iPhone XS, this is the one that is the smallest out of all three. So then you've got the iPhone XS Max, which is obviously the biggest one. Yes, it's a great big display screen if you like big screens, but remember, it is a very annoying phone if you want to put it in your pocket. Then you've got the iPhone XR, and I think once again, this is pretty good in the sense is that Apple's made the iPhone XR in between the iPhone X and the XS Max size. So it's something for those people that can't decide, I guess, when it comes to the size of the phone. And that's great. So you've got those three options. Now, moving on, you've got the iPhone XS and XS Max with the actual OLED display, which is a lot richer. The contrast ratio is better. It supports HDI, which gives a richer color range. And obviously the pixel density is a lot better than the XR. So be aware of that. But saying that, for someone that is going to use their phone as a utility, I mean, yes, the XS and the XS Max has a great OLED display, and the XR is probably not as good. You still really won't notice it if you're just a utility user. When I say utility user, I mean someone that's just going to use it for general everyday use, not someone that's a photographic professional or someone that plays games and the rich colors are important. So be aware of that. Next part is the iPhone XR does not have the 3D touch where the iPhone XS and XS Max does. The 3D touch on the screen is that function where you can push it down and hold it, and then another window might open up. To be honest, I'm a heavy iPhone user and I hardly, if at all, use that function. Now, from a repairer's point of view, this is where the iPhone XR is a lot better. So I've got an iPhone XS. If I had the option to go back, I probably would pick the XR. But there's one thing I noticed, and these screens are extremely expensive to fix. And I don't have any option of going to a third-party repairer. And if I did, it would probably cost me twice as much as what Apple would charge me. I looked on the net and I saw that if I broke an iPhone XR screen, because the iPhone XR screen is an LCD screen, that is a lot cheaper. So it's some places were quoting under $150. So compared to $500, that is a big thing. And for someone, say like me, that tends to break their phone, it is a lot more reassuring knowing that there is a cheaper option to fix. So please take that into consideration when purchasing the phone. Now, when it comes to the actual strength of the phone, the iPhone XR is made in an aluminium type frame. The mid frame still has the glass back, where the actual iPhone XS and XS Max does have that stainless steel frame, which obviously is a lot stronger. But saying that, I'll go back to the screen where I'll probably break a screen before I ever end up bending the frame. And I mean, once again, even if I did bend the frame, the screen would be gone. So the cost of the XS and XS Max is a lot more. Okay, so now when we look at the actual the phone itself, when it comes to waterproof, the iPhone XR is an IP67 rating. What that means is it can stay under 1 meter of water for up to 30 minutes, where the iPhone XS and XS Max is an IP68 rating. What that means is that it can go 2 meters in depth for up to 30 minutes as well. Now, the bottom line is that when you're spending anywhere around $800 US north up to $1,500 for a phone, I don't think really anybody wants to get that phone near water unless Apple guarantee that the phone is totally waterproof. So the thing is that with the iPhone X, the previous one, people ended up getting a lot of water damage and they still had an IP rating on it. So there is no way that I would probably put a phone near water, but that's the IP rating. So take note of that. Okay, so with the iPhone XS and XS Max, the colors are limited with what they come out in. So these are the colors that I've just put on the screen, and that's what you're pretty much coming out with. However, Apple do take pride in the flagship color of gold, saying it's the best gold phone that they've ever designed. And yeah, I bought one, and it is a very, very nice phone outside of the case. Now, the thing is that if you look at the XR, they've got a nice, vibrant range of colors, and I actually don't mind them. I think it's pretty good that a lot of people can pick various amount of colors suited to them, which is really good. The only downside is that don't get caught up in colors too much. Once again, extremely expensive phone. Nobody wants to break any of these phones, and the thing is that I've put my gold phone in a, and I'll just show you, in a Tech 21 case, which I think is probably one of the better cases out there. But when you put it in the case, let me just show you something. You really don't get that stylish feel, and this is a clear case, so, and probably one of the more minimalistic cases that doesn't stand out too much but still gives it good protection. There's no point in buying a case if it doesn't have good protection. Now, one thing that I was skeptical with the iPhone XR is that the big difference is going to be the camera. And yes, the cameras are different between the iPhone XR and the XS, XS Max. XS and XS Max are the same. iPhone XR is slightly different. Now, basically what I'm saying is that the iPhone XR is missing the optical zoom and 2 times digital zoom. And it's only 5 times compared to the XS and XS Max, which has got 10 times. Now, the actual lenses are the same, which is surprising. Once again, I didn't think Apple would actually have the same lens quality, which means that both these phones will work a bit better at that low light camera range. And everybody's rated that, you know, these new phones, the camera quality of shots is really good. Another thing, that the aperture is the aperture of these cameras are both the same, which once again I'm pretty impressed by. I really thought that actual Apple would make the XR a lower quality camera, but they've done very well. So for those that are once again using this every day, you're not going to notice a thing. And I really mean that. Like, people can get into all these technical details, but when you're just a person that pulls out the camera, takes a few quick photos, it's great. So both of them are really on point. Obviously the XS and the XS Max is just slightly better. So there's one probably final point that I was actually a bit impressed by, was the iPhone XS Max does have a 1 hour longer battery life than the iPhone XS and XR. Obviously it's a bigger phone, so there is that availability to put a bigger battery in there. So once again, you've got that trade-off with it is a more cumbersome phone to use. So be aware of that, and it's very important that you are aware of that. And finally, one important thing is that really good with what Apple has done here is that the processor on the XR, XS, XS Max is the same. And this processor is amazing. Everything is smooth, everything is fluid. Apple are really on top of their game when it comes to the actual processors. So finally, my take on this is that, you know, it is neck and neck with all of them. The iPhone XR is great in the sense is that it's that mid-size one between the XS and XS Max. Just remember that obviously the ones that really are into Apple and they like the style of Apple really will appreciate that gold iPhone XS or XS Max. It really does make it the flagship model visually, and there also are a few technical differences, but you have to always, when buying a phone, be very practical. We're at the stages that what do we use the phone for most of the day, and you need to tell yourself that. With hindsight, I probably would have picked the iPhone XR and saved that extra bit of money, because I think that the way I use it is all that's needed. So it's more than enough. So I think that pretty much sums it up for the actual comparison. Now it's up to you. If you like this video, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe, because I always try to give the latest tech information and even tips for your phone. So thank you for watching. Bye now.